Billy back here with Broship of the Nerds. And, when Jack and I started this channel, we were kind of tossing name ideas around, and we kind of came up with Broship of the Nerds because there were a few others that were taken, and we really liked the word nerds being in there because Jack and I are nerds. So whenever we started this channel, the whole point was to come in here and have some fun with you guys. Jack does toy reviews, does a great job at it, and I like to talk about wrestling with him and other things. So the thing is, I'm going to share with you guys, I watch movies, whether I have over, I'm going to say like 50, 60 titles, counting my multi-packs. Between TV shows and movies, I have a lot that I own that I have not watched. So to get myself to watch them more, some old, some newer, I've decided I'm going to start sharing reviews of movies and books with you guys, because when Jack and I started this channel, that was our goal, was we would not restrict ourselves to just one topic, right? Like we would talk about wrestling together because we love wrestling. Personally, I've been watching wrestling since I was 3, and what got me into it, um, obviously the larger than life characters like The Undertaker, The Ultimate Warrior, Bret the Hitman Hart, so many others. And so we share our passions with you as nerds. Right now, I just ask that you keep Jack in your thoughts. Over the last several years, Jack has faced major health issues, and the way he's handled it with grace and being able to still find humor and passion for the things he loves, I don't know how he does it. He is braver than I am, and he is currently facing some other health issues, which I will not get into specifics, as I'm sure he will come on here and talk about it eventually. But please keep him in your thoughts. It's scary, and yeah, that's what I'll say about that. But him and I come on here to entertain you guys. We joke around with each other. We laugh. I'm not on here being my usual goofy self tonight because this is real life stuff. This isn't part of the channel. Well, it is, but it isn't. It isn't part of like the show we normally put on, right? Like where we come on here and have like a podcast talk, or him and Angel will do candy reviews, try treats, or talk about anime or movies, that sort of thing. This isn't that. This is just me telling you that he is having some health stuff going on, and we ask that you keep him in your thoughts as he faces another battle. And it's still very early, so we don't know all the details, which is why I won't get into specifics yet. I will let him do that. But yeah, this is real life, and we really hope that he does that. So, in other news, like I said, I read a lot and I watch movies, and either in theaters, on Netflix, or other streaming services, or shows, or stuff that I own. I have a lot of titles I have not watched, so that is going to be a new series. So today, to start off the series, I'm going to talk about M3gan. So, or as my friend calls it, M3gan. But I heard about this. I saw a trailer. It looked interesting to me, but I just never got around to checking it out. Walmart had this glow-in-the-dark Blu-ray plus digital code. It also comes with a DVD, and the Blu-ray features a theatrical and an unrated version, which are about the same length. It's just a bloodier version if you watch unrated, I guess. I watched just the theatrical to kind of give it a fair assessment based off of that, because there have been films like Hansel and Gretel where you watch the unrated and the rated version is horrible. I accidentally bought a rated version of it one time, and I had to turn it off and go find the unrated. But M3gan, so this is a glow-in-the-dark steelbook, or not steelbook, just glow-in-the-dark cover from Walmart. It was on sale for $10. It has a lot of special features, which I still need to watch. Going into this, I didn't know what to expect because I had watched the movie AI. This was made before that, obviously. But the reason I bought this was, one, I was intrigued. 2, a second one's coming out soon. I wanted to get caught up. So it says here that James Wan, who did Annabelle, the producer of Black Phone, comes a fresh new face in Terror. So basically, Katie, a 9-year-old girl, or 8-year-old niece, who later turns 9, her Aunt Gemma gets custody of her because, temporary at least, because of her parents being killed in a car accident. So she gets her, and when they move in, she doesn't have any toys for her. Like, there are toys, but she says, hey, those are collectibles, so you can't play with them. And there's a therapist coming to the house, and she's trying to, like, watch them in their natural environment to see how they get along. And Aunt Gemma is trying to bond with Katie, but she's having a hard time. And Aunt Gemma shows her a prototype that she had made, and she said, if I had a friend like that, I would never need another toy again. Or if I had a toy like that, I would never need another toy again. So she gets this idea to create a companion for Katie, Cady, Katie. She decides to make a M3gan, which is something that is supposed to be programmed. It has a GPS, and the idea is that the primary user will be the kid that bonds with her. So Katie is the first one to bond with M3gan, and the secondary user is Aunt Gemma. But so it starts out nice. M3gan talks to her, and she can adapt and read the emotional state of Katie, which is really neat in theory. And they start talking and having a conversation, and form bonds, and M3gan basically off screen and on screen takes care of Katie, and her job is to make sure she stays safe and to be a companion. That way, Aunt Gemma can work and do what she needs to do. Unfortunately, this causes M3gan and Katie to form a bond in which M3gan becomes a primary caretaker over Aunt Gemma. And because Katie is 9 by the time M3gan's developed, she says later in the video, she was 8 when this started. Uh, Aunt Gemma's finding herself in a very tricky situation because her boss is wanting to launch M3gan to the world to make banks. They think this is the future of toys. It gets you thinking, because when you watch this, you think, oh, okay, sure, we all lead busy lives, and if you have kids or don't have kids, having an AI to help you with things would be nice, right? Because not everybody has somebody, right? So the idea is nice, but it makes you question, how far do we go with AI? Do we continue to let technology was always supposed to be there to help, not to lead or take over. So with watching a film like M3gan, you wonder how dangerous AI could be if left unchecked and not properly tested. M3gan was not tested very long under lab conditions, and she just goes home with Aunt Gemma and Katie and becomes the primary caretaker. And so, yes, parents are busy. We're working more, hours to be able to make it. And I get it. But this movie proves a point, and that is we should be very careful when it comes to technology and AI, right? Like, I know people that use AI for like their homes. They have like smart stuff. We've seen how that can work in Scream. And yeah, these are horror films, sure. But hypothetically, AI could be dangerous. It could become sentient, develop a mind of its own, and do horrible things like M3gan does in this film. And I was highly entertained by it. Don't get me wrong, it was fun and it was very interesting, but it makes you wonder, how far are we going to push technology? So when I was watching this, I'm thinking, okay, M3gan is helping a girl, Katie, cope with grief and loss. And she's learning about death and she's learning about all this stuff. But M3gan, as she becomes more sentient, she is caring less and less about other people. Her only primary focus is Katie, and this gets dangerous. So Aunt Gemma wants to pull the plug on showing M3gan, and M3gan decides to go after people. And you see it with the neighbor and her dog, and M3gan starts killing. And like I said, it was a very entertaining film. It's very thought provoking. If you enjoy James Wan, who is fabulous, by the way, I believe he did the first Insidious as well. If you like James Wan, you're going to like this film. If you want to see a AI film They get you thinking about what could be. It shows you both good and bad examples, right? There are scenes where Megan is actually comforting Katie and she's helping her like talk through things, which is great. But then there's other scenes where Megan is not listening and Katie is starting to have more emotional outbursts, and it makes you wonder about things. Um, it's scary in the idea that this could happen. There was a lot of humor, obviously, too. Like the dance was fun, but like like Katie cussing a lot and Megan cussing a lot was not good. So there were a lot of negatives to Megan. Not the film itself. I think the whole point of it is to have fun, but also make you question things. I got out of it that we should not rely on technology so much. Right? Watch your movies, read your books, have fun, but don't let it take over your life. Don't get so busy to where you stop paying attention to your children or you use AI to take over everything. Um, I'm excited to see Megan 2 when it comes out, and it'll be here soon. And it was fun. It was fun to watch the fight sequences at the end. Like, that was really awesome. They did a great job with it. So, yeah, I give Megan a highly recommend. You need to watch this one, whether even just for the memes. It is worth watching. It was $10 at Walmart, and for that price, yeah, and it is, I believe, on Peacock as well. But yeah, check this one out. This is one I will say I'm not gonna try to give it like 1 through 5 stars. I'm just gonna try to say who is this for, like I do on my other YouTube channel with my buddy Eddie, the Trick or Treaters. I want to do more movie reviews. So this is one movie down, several to go. I enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm gonna try to give it like a this is one you need to see, this is one maybe you could stream, this is one that I think's a must watch. But if it is available on Peacock still, check it out before the second one. I think it's great and thought provoking. Um the movie is, like I said, they have an unrated version and they have the PG-13 theatrical version, so it's not too graphic. It leaves some of the imagination. Um, the unrated version is supposed to be more brutal. It's an hour and 42 minutes for both the theatrical and the unrated, so not a long movie. This one kind of came out of nowhere, right? It made over $100 million, so it was a big hit for a lower budget film. And yeah, I would say it's borderline horror. It makes you think. It is Blumhouse, so yeah, there are horror elements to it. And Megan learns more and more and more. It becomes more self-aware to where she turns herself into the primary like person that's bonded. So she becomes self-controlled. So at times they're trying to get her to shut down and she won't shut down, or she's faking to shut down and she's still listening, and she becomes very, very strong and very, very lethal. So I look forward to see how the second one is. But yeah, that's all I got for you on this review of Megan. So take care.